Good morning, everyone. Happy energy reading. How's it going? I gotta say, I'm extremely sad. I know I started off with a smile and greeted and all of that. I'm just really being affected by these fires in Australia and just seeing just how many animals have perished. And I read somewhere yesterday, it's like over 500 million, something like that. And then I watched this video of this bicyclist where a koala came up and was begging it for some water and the bicyclist gave it some water. And I was just watching that and I was like, there was a big part of me inside that was really dying. I was just I can't. When I think about precious, innocent souls, just really, it's heartbreaking. And it affects me. It's just awful. So I'm hoping everybody, whoever is watching this, and then everyone else out there can just maybe put a prayer out or have some sort of visualization of rain so that the fires can be contained, and also just so that all the animals can find where they need to go, the ones that survive, just the places where they need to go to be okay. And so I don't know if we could just all kind of come together and just, even if we were to just think of it, that would be enough energy for everybody to hopefully make some sort of a change. But if we can just be aware, this has been happening for 2 months now. It's just started coming out in the news here in the States, full blown, because it started to get on enough people's radar. So the energy started to expand. So if everyone can just, pray or have a thought or just envision, safety, comfort for all those animals. And I'm sure there's more. It's just where I focus on is on the animals. And that's where it's just deep. It's just really deep. And I really don't want to cry. So I'm going to get to the reading for today, which is the whole reason we're watching anyways. So I have picked my 4 cards out. Let's do a reveal. Please remember this is a general reading, so not all this information is going to resonate with everyone. All right, guys? I know that's heavy to start out, but life is just sometimes not always candy, corn, and popcorn. I don't know why I said that, but that's just what came out. All right, guys, here we go. Let's do a reveal. We have 7 of Diamonds. El Caso. Forgiveness. Wow. And Queen of Earth. So we actually have some different cards here. So this is, the Queen of Earth is definitely perfect to be asking for help for Australia. So thank you for showing up, Queen of Earth. We have Queen of Earth, Forgiveness, El Caso, and 7 of Diamonds. So this is about staying open. Yeah. This is definitely about staying open to the possibility that you are wrong. Well, whenever there's some sort of an argument or disagreement, it does take 2 sides, okay? So it's not that you're wrong, but it's about being open enough and grounded enough to go, okay, well, maybe there's more to this than I'm thinking. A lot of times our ego, which is the part of us, is our natural alarm system, is basically wanting to keep us safe, right? And so the ego oftentimes will act in ways that it doesn't need to act because we're not really in danger, right? There's no physical imminent danger. So today, really what's going on is that our ego is trying to keep us safe from being vulnerable because it thinks that it doesn't want the body to die. But when you're in an argument or disagreement or something along those lines, it takes communication, right? And it takes somebody to own up in responsibility, let's say, not blame, of course. Everybody has responsibility. Let's not say blame, because blame just keeps the ego, that part just kind of going. But oftentimes, in order for us to have forgiveness, we have to be integrating that shadow period side of ourselves. And we are coming into, like, we are in this space right now where you can feel it. The energy is so thick. The littlest thing sets off people because it's building. We're having, it's a Saturn-Pluto conjunction, I believe, January 12th. And so everything right now is building, from politics to look at the fires in Australia. Like, for us to place our focus and awareness on the parts of us that need the healing, the shadow, dark parts of ourselves. We have an eclipse coming up on the 10th with the full moon, and full moon is all about release. So we have this big old buildup that's happening. And we need to, today at least, really stay open to the fact that we do have responsibility in terms of building or contributing to that buildup. So today it'd be really great for us to just, now forgiveness isn't necessarily forgettingness, right? You don't forget that something happens, but with forgiveness, if you do it properly, it can actually turn into wisdom. Because what happens is that you sit there, you go within, 7, by the way, you go within, you do some deep introspection, and you really understand that because somebody did something to you that pissed you off, and then you contributed back with some pissy offedness as well, that there is a lesson in this argument, disagreement, miscommunication, whatever it is. So it is about looking at what is your role in this experience, right? What is their role? And seeing how you can accept or embrace the fact that they did what they did, which sucked, of course, totally sucked. You did what you did, which also sucked, right? But there was a lesson in this, and you learned something, so you can almost forgive the person for their lack of divinity in that moment, their lack of godliness in that moment. We all have the divine spark in us. And in this moment where we are being like in survival mode, where we're lashing out, where we're, trying to survive, and the ego is like doing its thing, right? Like I said earlier, we lose our bit of our divinity and we get into our humanity, and that's just something that happens. So it's a matter of bringing yourself back into your divinity by understanding that they lost their divinity, you lost your divinity, and if you can forgive them and forgive yourself for your loss of divinity in that moment. Now, you don't forget what happened, and you learn from the experience of what happened, and that turns into wisdom. So this is a matter of transmuting, into wisdom, like something shitty that happened into a situation that you learned from, and that you are able to say, okay, you lost your shit, I lost my shit. We're just going to accept that both of our shits were lost, and we're just going to move on. And that's really, you don't have to like sit there and go, this never happened. So don't think that whatever went on never happened, but be open to that. Be open to seeing your role in that part, right? Because if it's just one person, nothing happens, right? It always takes two people. So that's the scoop on the poop with today. And please, keep your prayers up and all that fun sort of stuff for all these precious sentient beings that are just being destroyed. I'll get off my soapbox now. All right. What am I always saying to you? Stay connected. Stay connected to your friends and family. Stay connected to yourself. And of course, you can stay connected to me. You can check me out at terriehuberman.com. And I'm going to go do some energy work because my heart is just breaking. And I'll see ya on the flip side.